Well, greetings everyone. It is I, your one and only multipotentialite, Neurodivergent host,
the Kosmic Jedi. Welcome back to my channel.
Today we have a footage. We've got a first reveal of Galactus for the Fantastic Four, and I want to take a look at it. It looks mighty, detailed, and quite epic. Marvel has released a first look at how Galactus will appear in the Fantastic. There's your blooper, ladies and gentlemen. Marvel has released a first look of how Galactus will appear in the Fantastic Four movie.
Nice.
Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let us take a look and see how he shall.
We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live!
Me. Let's try that again, shall we? Marvel has finally released a first look at how Galactus will appear in the Fantastic Four movie. Let's take a look, shall we? This dude looks extra detailed. Extra detailed. This is just, I'm not even going to zoom in yet. I mean, just take a look at this dude right now. Take a look at this thing, this being, this entity, and who or what made this dude. I've seen so many videos online saying that he differs from the Celestials. I thought he was in the same league as the Celestials. As in, if this was like Greek mythology, this would be like the Titans, right? And then the Avengers would be gods, and then everyone else is regular human beings. Because what makes this? Who and what makes a being like this? And because I've heard theories about the movie, before I proceed, this part will contain spoilers, ladies and gentlemen. In 3, 2, 1.
You have been warned.
Let's proceed. I've heard rumors that the Fantastic Four universe we're going to watch in the cinema will no longer exist because Homeboy is going to destroy it.
Damn, son.
I'm looking forward to that.
Willingly? Yes.
Not only are we seeing a different universe from the current universe we're used to in the MCU, Thor, Loki, and everything we've experienced, despite the timeline split here and there, this story, or their story, Fantastic Four story, will take place in a different Earth. I don't know if it's a multiverse Earth or a parallel Earth, or I don't know if they're both the same, but it's going to be a different Earth from our Earth that we're used to now, meaning the X-Men and Deadpool, all the movies we've experienced in the MCU, despite some of them veering off slightly, even from Doctor Strange to Spider-Man, all that stuff, despite some, veering off here and there, and even the Loki series with the TVA. Aside from that, this is going to take place in its own universe, which leads me to wonder if they're going to have their own version of X-Men, Avengers. Do they have any other superheroes or superpowered beings in their world apart from the Fantastic Four? Because the way the trailer makes it sound or look is like they're the only superpowered beings or good superpowered beings there. I wonder how that's even going to play out. Let's say they don't even have any supervillains, but you just have regular criminals, gang, mob bosses, Al Capone type bosses. Like if it was Dick Tracy, maybe some chemical affected someone and they became semi-strong. I wonder if they have their own version of mutants. Like, do they have Hammerhead? That's why I mentioned Dick Tracy, like Hammerhead and Tombstone, for example, in Spider-Man, or Solomon Grundy in the DC universe. Do they have like weird, obscured meta-humans that got affected or infected by some virus or something that's made them superpowered? Or are they the only 4 beings or human beings on the planet that end up becoming who they are? Because even their stories, it's something else, man. 4 astronauts who are into science, space, and everything, venture out there into the cosmos, and then with all Reed's testing and whatnot, all his ingenuity, his smarts, his know-how, something happened, something they couldn't. You could say they could have predicted, like the weather, but because nature and space is so powerful, and no matter how much you put satellites out here and there to try and test and predict what could happen, what might happen, even if you miss your calculation by 1 millisecond, by 1 digit, it just shows you how you can't control nature, you can't control space, you can't control the divine, you can't control this infinite force that runs within each and every one of us seen and unseen, known and unknown, heard and unheard.
That boy is good.
Maybe some miscalculation, or maybe Reed had everything 100%, calculated everything 100%, and it's damn near complete, damn near perfect. And then the universe is like, yeah, it's a perfect calculation, but I'm the universe. I'm infinite. I can just tweak whenever I want to because I am. And then the cosmic wave hits all four of them and they become transformed. And what that does to their psychology, Ben Grimm turning into stone, what that feels like from the inside. Is it a painful experience? Is it something that he slept one night and woke up the next morning? He just became, a ton of bricks and whatnot. How does that affect his biology? I've heard theories that his internal organs are still the same. It's not all bricked up, but it's just the external, the body, That means blood still flows through his body, but I think you can't cut him from the outside to draw the blood. I think you could only get the blood from the inside. So all those things I'm looking forward to them touching on as well. Ben Grimm stuff, Johnny Storm as well, Reed Richards, Sue Richards, all of them. And then in this movie, they've announced that Sue Richards is going to be pregnant as well. So I want to see how that plays out on screen, the challenges they go through. And I'm thankful that they're not doing the typical origin story. So we're going to meet them as they are now, meaning they've gotten used to their powers-ish. And we're going to be getting flashback, scenes here and there of how the cosmic wave hit them and what it felt like. And so the flashback would be the touching on the origin story. So when we start the movie, they're already established, and the people know them, the city they live in know them. I wonder if the whole world knows them. So all those things I'm looking forward to. I'm curious, man. Yeah. And are we going to get the typical, the public love you until you make a mistake somewhere down the line and then boo, they start to boo them and then they don't trust them anymore. And the way the trailer plays it off, when Galactus comes, I imagine, even the way Reed Richards looks, he's putting on a front like, yo, we can take these guys. I think there's a chance we can take these guys. But in the back of his mind, because of how intelligent he is, I wonder how they're going to depict that on screen as well. He knows the likelihood of survival versus an entity like this is cosmically impossible.
Now what the fuck are we supposed to do? That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
It's similar to the same thing that happened to them when they were in space. And, I can imagine seeing the wave coming towards them and you're like, we could probably dodge this. Just for example, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but you can hear, let's say the AI on the machine is like, yo, something is coming. That's if they even have AI in that time period. So these are things I'm looking forward to seeing how they implement technology. Do they have iPhones? Do they have old school analog phones, landline phones? It's set to an old school time period. Yes, I can't remember what year or what era that is, but just because it's set to that time period doesn't mean they don't have, futuristic-ish stuff. Is it only the Fantastic Four that had the futuristic stuff? Or is it something that Reed Richards introduced into their city and then expanded into the whole world as well? Do they get called out to different countries and different states to help them out? Do other countries and different other states have their own, superheroes, super teams, super meta beings? All these things I'm looking forward to. I can sit here and daydream all day and wonder what they're going to do, and they're just probably going to keep the movie straight and narrow and tight in this city or in this town or this country that they're going to focus on. Either way, as long as they flesh out a lot of these things, I want to see the world, I want to see tech, I want to see what bicycles look like, cars look like. Maybe they didn't go down the route of nuclear weapons. So maybe certain decisions that we've made on this earth, or that, here's that word again, that certain people have made on this earth to cause a lot of disharmony. Maybe their version of Earth, maybe the collective there didn't make those decisions.
I like this one.
Maybe on their Earth, there was never any World War I, II, Cold War, Hot War, Pink War. There was never any enslavement of any people whatsoever, any kind of people whatsoever. And everyone worked in harmony. So I want to see what they do with this Earth. In fact, that'd be a cool story right there, to see how different Earths turn out based on different thought frequencies and patterns and actions and whatnot. And then I would like to know what part of the movie does Reed Richards realize or figure out that there's multiple variants of Earth, and then how soon does he realize they can travel to any Earth, and then how precise is that calculation? Because I can imagine the same mindset that sent them to space and caused that cosmic wave to hit them and then they have to get over that regret in some way, shape, or form. They're met with the, force and an entity they've never, you could never imagine. Galactus appears and you're like, yo, this is endgame, pun intended. This is endgame. There's no way as smart as I am, I've seen all the variables. We're not, even Grim, we're not touching that. This is
Game over, man. It's game over.
dude, I've had imaginations, but there's no way I've imagined something like this. So I can imagine Reed panicking so much. And then how does he figure out the Earth that he's jumped? How does he figure out when they use the device to come to our Earth? How does he know that the Earth he's coming to is a safer one, a better one? What makes him feel so confident that, that Earth that he's chosen for his family and his newborn child? How does he know this Earth is going to be a better place or is habitable or suitable? Because to figure out that there's multiple Earths, there's multiple variants of Earth, dude, your brain must be spinning like, yo, for all we care, the environment looks cool. All the other planets are still intact. So that means they haven't had any extraterrestrial galactic wars in their solar system. Their sun is still rich, still ripe, still burning beautiful. The Earth, we can tell, still has some issues. How do you observe from your Earth and say that Earth, out of all the other Earths I've seen, is suitable to live on? And it's such a massive gamble, but of course it's a gamble to take because, again, you're going against this thing. This thing will decimate where we are right now. And sadly, I cannot take all of us from this Earth to the other Earth. And even on top of that, there's also a worry that even if you average the number of the population on this Earth that they're on, Fantastic Four, how do we know that I can manage to take every human being from here onto the other Earth? Overcrowding, for example. I'm not into that nonsense of overpopulated stuff, but I'm saying that reality of saying, hey, if I save everyone, including my family, and then transport them in so much shape or form, I don't even have a big enough spaceship. Maybe I can throw them into a machine and we all teleport there. But how long will it take to get us from here to there whilst Galactus is cooking up the planet? He's practically chewing on the planet like it's a burger.
Damn, son.
So all that emotional turmoil, I want to save everyone, but right now this device, this machine, whatever it is, whether it's a spaceship or a rocket or a shuttle, can only take my family. The Fantastic Four plus one as well. So they might as well change it to Fantastic Five. Or do they even lose their son? Dude, there's so much to look forward to in this movie rather than sitting down looking forward to a 5-minute dog scene. So this is the layers of this movie that I'm so looking forward to seeing how Marvel will do it, because this is their one shot to say, hey, we're still in the game. Because right now it's kind of neck and neck. I know Marvel has released 2 movies so far this year. The crappy Captain America, in my opinion, I didn't enjoy that whatsoever.
Damn.
Then the Thunderbolts one, I've seen clips. I'm going to talk about that one very soon. That to me is a non-movie. As far as I'm concerned, it's a non-movie. The allegory and the mental health and the, being alone and alone, all that stuff is beautiful. I wish it was done in a different movie or done. What is this? What are you doing, dude? I'm recording. All these fruit flies.
Are you not entertained?
I wish it was done in a different way in another movie or done better in this movie. There's some elements of this movie that I like and the other elements that don't make sense. When I'm watching a movie and something triggers the sensibility and intelligence of the movie, it removes me from the movie because it's the pillars of your movie. And when one pillar wobbles, the second one breaks, the third, I'm like, dude, I'm not even here anymore. What are we doing? Val recruited people. And you know what? I don't even get into it because I want to do a special video for that one. Everybody's like, oh yeah, the new Avengers, and everyone's jumping on the bandwagon. Yeah, don't ask questions. You guys don't you guys analyze things? I'm not here to just have fun for the sake of or sit down and shut your brain off. No, I love this thing. It's still growing and still learning. Not in the mood to shut nothing down just because I'm entertaining myself with a movie. No. You got to be intelligent. Otherwise, I'm not here for it.
Damn.
I mean, if it's cool for people, it's cool for people. They love it. Hey. But you guys don't question intellect in your movie. The movie states a thing, and within said movie, the thing it states, it then flips it on its head, not in a creative and intelligent way or critical or let's see from this angle way. It literally obliterates the thing it deliberately states previously. And then you expect people to just watch the movie ignoring what they have seen you deliberately obliterate after forcibly stating before. Nah, we ain't having that. So that's why I say it's like neck and neck with this movie, Fantastic Four, and for DC with Superman, James Gunn's Superman, because DC need that win. And I feel Marvel also need this movie to be that win where it's like, yo, you guys are coming back to that Avengers Infinity War and Endgame storytelling, you know, because this movie has the potential to keep you hooked. Action, comedy, intelligent conversations. I want to see how the city reacts to Fantastic Four. Do they get inspired by the Fantastic Four to better themselves in their diet, in the way they live, technology? You know, like I said, do they sit down and say, you know what, yo, this thing that whatever is happening, you guys have come this far and you're now who you are and what you are. Maybe we should start listening to Reed Richards because he's so smart. Like when they went to space, what was the intention to go to space? Was it to get new resources or elements or new materials or metals to better the earth? I want to see what the story is. I want to see if I can get along with the story. I want to see if I'm the citizens of this planet and I hear these 4 astronauts are going to space. I want to see if I'm on board. Like, yeah, I can. I wish I was with them. I wish I was on their team. I wish I was working with them. I wish I was part of that. And then wishing I was part of the team, and then hearing they go through that accident. Do I then, when I hear what's happened, do I then be like, you know what? I'm glad I didn't go? Or is there some nefarious part of my mind where I'm like, I wish I went to get some form of superpowers? But even the unpredictability of the cosmic wave hitting them, despite I imagine the 100% accurate testing Reed have gone through to ensure nothing happens to them, and then voila, it still happens. They're lucky, each of them, that they didn't come out looking strange. One eyeball here, and a bum in the back of the neck, and the mouth and the belly, and then the whole organs rearranged, and they can't even eat solid food anymore, or they can't even eat anymore, or now they have to feed on other human beings or feed on energy.
What?
I want to even see them have discussions. So I can imagine when Ben Grimm is talking, and even Johnny Storm. Is it the name Johnny Storm? Johnny Storm, right? I can imagine them both talking, and Grimm would be like, hey, at least you guys still look the same way. I turned out like this. I can never go back to that. And maybe they'll even have the back and forth of Reed trying to fix Ben Grimm, because it's a general story. Even though the previous movies have done it, it's a general, natural path of this kind of story to follow.
That's right.
I and 3 of these human beings, my friends, my family, we agreed to go somewhere. Maybe Ben Grimm was like, maybe we should go another day. Maybe. Or they all agreed together and we go. But if I, Reed Richards, didn't suggest this or didn't push or guilt is going to come in. My best friend or my close friend looks the way he looks now, and I can't revert that. So there's that guilt where I have to do my experiments behind closed doors, quietly try to revert it. Hey, Ben Grimm, drink this, taste this, try this, inject this. And so much. It's just so much to look forward to in this movie, that I want to see how they deal with everything. So Marvel needs this, because this movie has to trump that useless Captain America that came out. No offense to whatever his name is. I can't remember the actor's name.
Damn.
My bad. Let me rephrase that. I personally need this movie to supersede and trump Captain America Brave World or Brave New World, and then the Thunderbolts. I'm not calling them no new whatever that's nonsense to me. I think Marvel is trivializing their own thing. Yes, you make movies to make money, and yes, you do different costumes to sell toys, but don't mock your thing. You've created something. Let it be that thing. Give these guys a different name, not be new. It's such a cheap and sloppy way of doing something in the movie world. For those who come in the comment section, Ninja Keyboard, it's like that in the comics. Everything as it is in the comics, Marvel has not followed suit. We know that already. So to pick and choose where it is and where it doesn't apply, BS.
He ain't lying.
In the comics, it works. In the cartoon, probably better. But in a live action, there are ways you can do it and make it work. You threw them into the world as Thunderbolts, and then towards the end of the movie, you change the name. It's a very, very gimmicky thing. You can't just say the new Avengers, and the way you project the story, in the universe, you're saying Val just puts people together. You know what? I need to hold my tongue because I need to make a separate video for this one. It's wrong.
But why?
The way the original Avengers came together was circumstances. It took Nick Fury time to keep an eye out.
Nice.
For different people and know who to pull in his team and know who to combine. And then as he's observing these people in his head, these people, as separate as they are, as unique as they are, as powerful as they are, together, yo, that's something. It's not a power trip. It's not a control thing. It's not because I don't want to get impeached and yada, yada, yada. Val and Nick Fury are two different entities.
What do you mean by that?
To me, there's a mockery going on there that Marvel either seems to be doing tongue-in-cheek in terms of mocking those of us who, love the original Avengers, or it's not a tongue-in-cheek, but they're not self-aware that they're mocking their own whole setup.
Get this man a shield.
There was no one person behind closed doors trying to collect people and use, issues and, oh, I know you've got this, I've got this on you. If you don't come on my team, I'm going to expose you. And then we formed a new, no. The Avengers came together under different, particular set of circumstances. And then even they had their own little ups and downs. That's what makes them stronger. And a team and a force to be reckoned with, and a force that you can trust will look after us if anything happens. And then it makes sense if people want to join the team, you got to go through a screening process, because we can't just pick up anyone, because it took us a while to get to know each other. It took us a while to bond with each other. We already had our ups and downs, but after all that, we fought aliens. Some of us went to space. Some of us had dusted. We fought each other with Tony Stark and Ultron. So many things, dude. So many things. So you can't just come out and say, oh, the new team. No. It took work for the first one to set up. And to just say the previous team aren't here, they're all gone. You don't know what's happening. Yeah. You can set up a squad that can meet any challenge or most challenges that come their way. The original Avengers aren't here. But in the meantime, we have a team that's called so and so. You can't just say the new. It's an insult to all the work and layered action the first team partook or created and stepped into to then become the Avengers. And then you have Captain America saying he's copywriting or taking him. It's too much gimmicky stuff, man. I said I wouldn't talk about it here. I'm just talking about it. But anyway, this one I'm looking forward to, man. Dude is huge.
Damn.
Look how huge this guy is. And look at the details. That's why I said I wonder who and what made him. I wonder who and what made this guy huge. I've heard that he can shrink to human size as well.
What?
And even that is scary. If you see this thing, you're bound to pass out. You are bound to pass out. Like if this thing appears, he's going to block. So that means he'll block out the sun with his whole body. He's capable of blocking out the sun. What does that even look like when he comes in and he puts himself in between the sun's ray? What does that look like?
Damn, son.
Does he eat the sun first and then? Oh my God. You can do a lot with this, man. Like this movie could be dark-ish. Light humor here and there, the typical Marvel humor here and there, but it could be dark if they really wanted to, because now my brain, I don't even know what that will look like. For those of you who are really into science, what does it look like if this entity was to step in, was to just appear or block, basically put himself between Earth and the sun? As soon as he steps in between the sun's ray, what does that do to the human beings, the plants?
Does not compute.
He's clearly a force to be reckoned with.
Well, duh.
But the detail on his face, man, this is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. Look at this. Look at this. The lighting as well. Oh my God. The way his body must sound each time he moves, especially when he shrinks down to human size or maybe Godzilla size. I wonder also, when Reed Richards finds out the other Earths, I wonder if Galactus is also aware of, because I'm thinking, I'm trying to see if the movie will put Reed Richards in intellect to test Galactus's intellect, because this being looks like an ancient being. He's old. He knows planets. He's seen the birth of universe and whatnot. So I imagine he's old. But with that old and all the tech and skills he's amassed over the eons and millennia, Does he know about multiple Earths and infinite Earths in the multiverse? If so, can he jump multiverses? Because that's got to be like an infinite buffet for him. What? So in each solar system or in each Earth solar system in a different multiverse, there are probably 9 planets in our multiple planets, but
don't ask questions.
Another solar system, it's 50 planets. Then in another solar system, it's 900 planets, and so on and so forth. Like, so it's an all-you-can-eat planetary buffet. Big planets, small planets, water planets, soil planets, or tree planets, or gaseous planets. I wonder if there's some planets he can't even devour because, it might, affect his molecular composition. I wonder if Reed would even try to concoct something that would affect his whole atomic composition. And I imagine he will try, but how are you defeating this? Even if this thing, or even when this thing shrinks down to your humanoid size, there's no way you can throw a punch at this dude and he'll take it. Nah.
I'm still standing better than I ever did.
I feel you would damage your whole bones, density of your bones, just trying to punch this dude when he shrinks down to humanoid. Impossible.
He ain't lying.
So I feel sorry for the Fantastic Four universe, and I feel sorry for the Fantastic Four. But I can understand Reed Richards just became a father. And it's either you die with these people, even though you can escape this earth, or you escape with your family. And the guilt on his system, on top of the guilt from going to space, on top of maybe the guilt for not being able to fix his friend, Ben Grimm. And then now this one, in fact, maybe those first two, but like, yo, I feel I failed my family and my best friend or my close friend. And now the people, but I have a chance to save myself and my family. This one I can't mess up. I can't cock this one up. And it's such a slingshot move to just say, this is the Earth we're going to. It's almost like that show that I love so much, Dark Matter on Apple TV Plus. One of the characters, one of the main characters, builds a device where once you do certain things, you enter this device, you can enter infinite parallel Earths, infinite multiverse of the version of Earth. You can go to an Earth where humans never evolved and the dinosaurs still exist. You can go to an Earth where there's flying cars. There was no world wars, no slavery whatsoever. You can go to any Earth, but it's the way to get there is tricky. There's some steps you have to take, and I encourage you guys to check that show out. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful show. Absolutely beautiful.
He ain't lying. That's right.
So that show showed how challenging and how tricky it can be to find the exact Earth you want to go to, because this device didn't have, it had infinite doors, but it didn't have any labels or like an LCD screen on each door where you can just preview the Earth before you open the door. It's literally a solid door, and anytime you open a door, you could open a door. There's a scene, without spoilers, where one of the Earths they open up to, it was already engulfed by water. Basically, it's a global flood, and the device appeared in a place where as soon as I opened the box, water just flooded in. That alone had me up at the edge of my seat, like, God damn. My brain was spinning. You're telling me that there's an Earth right now where there's no human beings anymore because of a global flooding, and the Earth is still rotating? Nothing else happened to it? Dude, my brain was like, dude, how do you fathom that? How do you fathom? So that's what my brain is doing right now. How does Reed Richards know this is the Earth that will hold us? Again, yes, technology. He's smart. He's figured out the richness of the sun. It's also similar to Jor-El with Kal-El. When Krypton was about to get destroyed, he and I can't remember. I don't even remember his Kryptonian's mom's name. Jor-El and his wife put their only son into this machine, and Jor-El had enough time per se to scour the universe, looking into all the different planets. He could have sent them to Martian Manhunter's planet, but he chose Earth because of how he looked and how there was similar biology to ours, or appearance, should I say, or both biology and appearance to ours, and then sent him there. It's such a massive gamble, because after Reed and the family get into the spaceship or shuttle and whatever and go through this device or wormhole, who's to say they wouldn't end up in a far worse Earth than they were in, and their Earth would have been a paradise to them? But who's to say that they wouldn't end up in a place where they're like, I wish I never came here in the first place? Dude, my God, this movie there's a lot riding on it, but I don't see how it can go wrong.
What?
That's why I'm more excited for this than that Superman nonsense. I mean, I'll watch it, but I'm looking forward to this. I'm more excited for this because this has layers. There's a lot to do with this. This is their reboot again, and they're choosing to say, I'm assuming they're choosing to say Galactus has to win, just like Thanos won in the Endgame. So this is going to be the second movie where a villain wins and there's no going back. And just like I asked earlier on in the video, whether if Galactus is aware of the multiverses and infinite Earths and parallel Earths and whatnot, but he can't jump from one to another because he could practically decimate a whole galaxy. And then is there a cosmic law and rule, just like there is with the vampires, where you can't enter a house or a building or a place until you're invited into that place? Is there a cosmic law and rule as to what planets Galactus can and cannot eat or devour? Is it something that he has an agreement with a higher entity? Is he aware of the Celestials? All these things I hope the movie touches on. And if he can't jump multiverses, when Reed does his thing, does he then shrink into humanoid size or smaller and then hitches a ride onto Reed Richards' spaceship without his knowing, and then enters our current MCU universe that we are familiar with? Loki, Thor, Captain America, and Tony Stark, and everyone, the current MCU that we're familiar with. Because him coming in there now, that means we're going to get Galactus twice. I wonder what even happens to the body, to the mind, when you jump. When you're jumping from Earth to Earth, let alone from planet to planet. Going into space takes a toll on you in some way, shape, or form. But when you're warping from one dimension or solar system to another, a different reality entirely, that means the frequency, just like even the Flash TV show, CW, touched on this. When a different Flash comes from a different reality or different Earth, the frequency they vibrate at will be different. So that means Reed Richards and the family might come here sick, or maybe the immune system is stronger than the Earth that we currently know as the MCU. Dude, this is what I'm saying, is layers. This thing could chop money nicely.
That boy is good.
Anyway, it's Marvel. They know how to screw up their own shit.
He ain't lying.
They really know how to screw up their own shit. But this thing has potential, man. It has potential to kick ass nicely, and I'm hoping they do a great job of it, because there's a lot riding on this.
Wow, folks, we all know the story. 4 brave astronauts head up into space and come back forever changed.
Damn, son.
There is a lot riding on this. This guy, I would not want to come across this guy. I'd have a peaceful sleep. I can't. What am I doing with this thing? What could I possibly do? And let's say they have only one nuclear weapon, and a thing like this probably eats the energy from a nuclear weapon. I can imagine Reed Richards like, nah. He'd be like, don't even send any nuclear, because you make this thing much stronger. I beg. We don't even know how strong it is, or he is, whatever, but you want to send energy to this thing? What? Maybe that might be like crack to him. You hit him with a nuke and he just gets all just nah. Let me talk to him. Let me have a conversation. Let's have a conversation. Let me see if I can talk him down and, get him to go to another all-you-can-eat planet. What? Yeah, and I must melt your head. Your head of what? I say that again? You're a devourer of planets. What do you mean, you just blow it up? You eat planets? Oh, hell no. Come, let me talk. Can you shrink? Let's have a sit down. You drink coffee? What?
Yeah, boy.
All hope is lost. Jesus, Yahweh, Allah, whatever you call, ain't changing shit, because this is real. This is present. I'm not saying Jesus ain't real. I'm not saying Allah ain't real. But whatever you calling on, it ain't changing, because this is here. You close your eyes and, our Father, this is here. You can close one eye and our Father open, it's still here. What do you do when you come across something like this? When you hold your rosary ain't changing this. Doesn't. If you could pray and this thing disappears, then yeah, it's all right. We put in that work. All the Christians and Muslims came together to pray in collective effort, and this thing disappeared. This thing is here. It's gone to other planets that also have their own belief system. They also pray to their version of whatever. It still ate them up. What do you do when you come across an entity like that despite your prayers, you're calling on the angels? For all you care, it's part of destiny. The Maker sent him to come and, purify the planet through the process of him devouring the planet.
Willingly? Yes.
So all that prayer stuff, yo, he's like, what? Huh? I've eaten people stronger than you, more intelligent than you, more spiritual than you. All your prayer you're doing makes no difference. I'm still going to eat you up nicely. Golly, dude, this movie has ample opportunity to kick ass. It better kick ass because, like I said, it's the last movie of the year from Marvel, aside from the Disney Plus shows. But this is the one movie that, if they do it well, I know it's already been shot and filmed and edited and finished, but I'm saying whatever is in this movie, if it's done well, it could potentially, for me and people like me, erase the mess of the Thunderbolts and Captain America: Brave World. I'm sorry, what? You want me to go and see the Superman movie? All right, we'll check it out. But this right here, it has a potential to be epic because I don't see Reed Richards talking down Galactus.
But why?
Who are you to talk to me? What makes you think I haven't even spoken to more intelligent beings? Like I said, this dude is as huge as a celestial. Has he eaten celestials too? Who's in charge of this thing? Our Father who art in heaven makes no difference who and what is in charge because this thing exists. Whatever I'm praying to made this thing. For all I care, it's like a guard dog. Yo, go do your thing. I made you. Do what I made you to do. It don't matter how much you pray, boy. This thing is an outcome of a creator that made everything.
That boy is good.
Nah, I just be like, yo, ancestors, yeah, I'm coming home. What time is breakfast up there? I'm coming home. Can you, no, you know what? No, I don't want breakfast. Can you put some pounded yam and negotiate set up for me, please? Yeah. Yeah, and maybe some Fanta. What am I doing? It's done. It's game over. Like I said, it's end game. What are you doing struggling with this? Don't waste your time. Calm down. Just accept it and then let's all go home together peacefully. Dude, do you even call the Fantastic Four cowards for escaping? You left your whole planet to die, but you escaped? Or are you trying to say to escape to warn the other Earths as well? BS, because that's why I asked earlier on, there's no way you're telling me as old as this creature is, this being is, he doesn't know about multiple Earths. I wonder how many solar systems, how many other planets and galaxies he's devoured. Beautiful, expansive galaxies, neutrinos and supernovas are occurring, and black holes, and the death of a star, the birth of a star, and even a planet or planetary systems that have evolved, have grown, living in peace and harmony. They can even change their molecular composition at will. And he just comes along and just whomp, like a burger, chews on that shit like it's a donut. Oh my, yo.
Game over, man. It's game over.
Best thing is to leave, evacuate. Ain't no shame in running. But now running away or leaving your Earth, you better hope you've locked the door behind you. You better hope whatever thing you open to escape shuts tight and sealed behind you. And you haven't left any remnants, any sparkles of solar chemtrails for this dude to just sniff him like, oh, hold on, I see where you are. Yeah, let me just follow you out. Because if this dude is aware of multiverses but can't make the jump, and then finds out Reed can, or maybe he even comes here because he can sense the frequency of the device that Reed is working on. There's so much at play right now. Imagine the guilt. I took my peeps to space. We got hit by a thing. I can't help being grim. And then this thing apparently comes here because I'm tampering with things. And then there's that whole thing. When is enough for man or certain people? I'm not saying man. I don't want to do this we thing because some of us are sharp enough to know just because we're intelligent doesn't mean we got to be tampering with everything. Yeah. The people who like to tamper with things and who go from that, I wonder what if the inside of a coconut wasn't white, it was blue, and then go and tamper with the coconut. That's where I draw my line. I can visualize and wonder what if the coconut was more round instead of this shape? What if it bounced when it dropped? And what if it was squidgy and soft? And what if you could just tap the coconut shell and it just peeled off? Also, like, how does the water get inside the shell? I don't know. And I don't care. Not in the bad way, in the sense of it's something I don't really want to find out. I'm satisfied and full of joy just knowing when it's ripe and ready to be eaten. That's it. That's the beauty of not wanting to know everything. Doesn't mean I don't have the intellect to sit down and then study and then fathom it. It's just like one of those things where, hey, I don't care. It doesn't keep me up at night. I just want to know when it's ready to eat. I'm gravy. There's probably answers out there in a textbook, on Google, and YouTube, and of how the water gets into the shell. The truth is, I genuinely do not know exactly what stage. The first month, the first 2 weeks, the coconuts. I don't know. I frankly, deeply, truly don't care. I don't want to know. There's some secrets of the universe or some knowledge of the universe that I respect enough to say, not this time. Maybe in another lifetime when I reincarnate, I might want to experience what it's like for the water to form inside the coconut. But until that lifetime or those infinite lifetimes, this one, I want to enjoy what it's like to look forward to when it's ripe and ready to eat. That's it. Simple. So I'm looking to see how they explore that whole. It's not everything you tamper with, Reed Richards. It's not everything you go and question. Certain things you ask, yes, but certain things you just say, hey, way past my mental pay grade, and I don't have to know it. And what if the more you seek an answer for a thing that you shouldn't have to go and seek? What if the other people, spying and watching behind you, and then when you close your notebook, you leave the room, someone uses your know-how, and then they haven't taken the time you've taken. They don't have the heart you have to sit down and appreciate these things, and then they use your knowledge in nefarious ways. Now we're having to deal with, that's why certain things you keep quiet. Just like the Spiderwick Chronicle movies, not everything you just expose. Certain things you keep quiet because you have to observe your environment, your surroundings. Are they ready yet? Now we're going to keep this quiet. So it's not a secrecy thing. It's a protecting thing. There's an excitement within you where you're like, I want to share this information, but it's not everyone that's ready intellectually, let alone in their heart space, to receive the information and protect it. I don't want anyone GMOing my coconut and saying because they thought just like I did or once had a small blinking thought, what if the coconut inside wasn't white but was green? I wonder what makes it white. Oh well, continue eating it. Whereas someone thinks it and goes, you know what? I think what will look cool is the inside of a coconut, instead of being white and being purple, then they go and GMO the stuff. So I wonder if this movie is going to touch on that whole, hey, it ain't everything you tamper with, boy. It's not. Anyway, let me know what you feel about the this reveal of Galactus. If this thing came to Earth right now, say your last prayer. In fact, not even prayers, say your goodbyes. Maybe have a speech ready for the other side when it receives you.
Aha!
Look at how huge this dude is. And it's not even head to toe. It's just head, shoulders. That's all we're seeing. And you can get the sense of size. You can sense how huge this. So when a human being stands on his body, where are we on the body right now? Which part of the body? Is it this little speck here? This speck right here. That's where we are. Right here. Right. This is like a city. This is someone's island right now. This is someone's island again. We're not even a grain. We can't even see us here. Is that a human being right here? Is that one? That's impossible. So what? You see this thing, and then it can shrink. And I imagine the more it shrinks, the more its density is stronger. No, siree, Bob. I also wonder what he's going to come with. I hope he's going to come with machinery and technology that at least Ben Grimm can, throw some blows at. Unless he does that and then Reed Richards finds a way to mess around with his molecular composition so he's weaker, and then he's able to get damaged and punched, and then maybe Reed Richards temporarily disables his ability to grow back again into this huge size. So maybe Reed tricks him and like, yo, let's talk, calm down. Let's have a conversation. And then when he does that, then that's when Reed is trying to figure out a way to say, if we can hold him in this form and disrupt his molecular composition and then stop him or inhibit him from getting big again, Grimm can land some blows and we can draw blood or whatever makes him run. He must have some organs inside. Maybe it's like a mirror in as well. Grimm is tough on the exterior, so is he. But what is his interior like? Does he have soft tissue inside where we can damage it? And then maybe, Reed Richards does something where he injects him or something. But that's another thing. How do you kill Galactus? Maybe they damage him a little bit, but Galactus is like, See what you did there. You slick. But just for that, I'm gonna fuck y'all up. You're done. In fact, this whole planet dies because of you. Fatality. And then they have to escape. But yeah, I hope he brings some fightable creatures for Grimm, just so we can get that action scene with Grimm. You know, I want to see Grimm do some stuff. I imagine they're going to do the old school, the typical, montage of them stopping bad guys, armed robbers, criminals, the usual stuff. We just want to see them use the powers in creative, fun, cool ways. Here is going to be the challenge to see how they work together and how creative they make their fight scenes. Anyway, peeps, that's me done, man. I'm looking forward to this movie. Let me know in the comments. Are you looking forward to this as I am as well, or do you prefer Superman over this? And are you even done with the whole Fantastic Four reboot and reboot and reboot? Do you think this is going to get it right this time? Because the previous ones they've learned from, I assume. This one might get it right the first run. And do you think, or do you feel this movie might trump the Thunderbolts and Captain America Brave New World? Let a brother know in the comments section below. I have been your one and only multipotentialite, neurodivergent host,
The Kosmic Jedi, signing out. Thank you for watching.